Hello, Star Wars fans, and welcome to another episode of Star Wars Galaxies Emulator. And if you've been watching the series, welcome back. If you're new, welcome to the series. So what we're doing here is we're taking a character, and I'm reviewing this for the people who this would be their first episode, and we are working him up to the point where he is ready to become a Jedi when Jedi goes live on the server. And then we're going to take him through the village. So we already have our buffs, mind and body, and we already have 2 of our missions. We are currently on Arm 4 working towards TKN, and we are about 40,000 off. So if we get 10,000 a mission set or a little more, I think that's what we've been getting. We got to run about 3, maybe 4 mission sets if we can get lucky, and then we should be making great progress after that. And then we're going to do some pistol work and finish up Novice Pistoleer. We already finished up Novice Smuggler, and we're going to start working on the Smuggler tree probably this weekend with a couple special episodes that are outside the actual main series, but they will be included in this series. We just need to make it so that you can see the process, but we're still going to continue the progress, if that makes sense. So if you are new or newer, my videos tend to run a little long because I do them like a live Let's Play, but I'm not doing them live because right now I don't have the facility to do that. Still have half of my stuff torn apart trying to get this room fixed up, and I keep encountering problems, so that's not working like I'd hoped. But soon we will be able to do them as actual live streams, so that'll be awesome. But if you do not feel up to watching an entire 2, 3, 4 hour video, at the first 10 minutes I summarize what we're doing for the day, and in the last 10 minutes I summarize what we accomplished and what our goals for the next day are going to be. So if you did want to keep up on this series but don't want to watch all the episodes, the first and last 10 minutes are going to be your key points. You could scan through the rest if you like, but if you do want to keep up with the series, the first and last 10 minutes will get you the details you need. So these Junlin Eopes give us good experience, and they don't kill us, and we can do area of effect attacks and take out the whole nest at one time, and we're going to do that now. Oh, one thing before we get started, we're going to delete these mails for the bank transfer for the buffs that we got. Not community. That's what we want. So we want to go to macro, and we want to find our center macro so I can show it to you, and then I can show you how it works. CENT is what I called it. So basically what this macro does is it calls center of being, which is our defensive kind of buff for unarmed, waits 30 seconds, and then calls it again. So if we put this on our hotbar right there, before we even start combat, we can go ahead and hit it, and it's already running, and it will continue to run until we kill it. So we will continue to have center of balance up, and our timing is going to be off because I actually use this for my master Teras. So, and all my master professions that are melee. So the timing on what they have is longer than this, and I have that time to almost within a second of it falling off. So it's going to be a little bit of a delay when we don't have it up and I'm running, but I don't want to change the timer because it's going to screw up the rest of my characters. So we're going to work around having a bit of time without it, and at least we'll have it up most of the times. The next time it fires, we're going to start attacking. And I'm going to zoom way out so you can see. And there we go. So we hit the nest with an area of effect attack. And then all the creatures run up to it, run into our little trap, and we knock them all down. All at once. Well, not all at once, but we knock them down in short order, and we can keep doing this because the more levels we get, the more damage we do, which takes the nest down faster, but the more defenses we get, so we can withstand more damage coming in, so it averages out. So if we keep doing this, we'll take the nest down faster, we'll take the creatures down faster, and we'll take less damage while doing so. Now, we will reach a point where we will have the entire 3 spawns of the nest out probably at the same time, in some cases. Some things are durable enough that they can stand it, and eventually will do enough damage to where they will all be out when we are killing it, and we'll kill this huge circle of animals around us. So it's kind of interesting. It makes a nice ring around your character. But right now we don't do a severe amount of damage, so things kind of, we can heal up between, so it reaches a point where you do more damage, you attack faster, but you could take more damage, so you don't have to heal up in between combat rounds, so it does average out. So we'll get there, and it makes sense as you go. But I did want to demonstrate this to anyone who's new. This is what a 4th tier or 4th box melee character uses to level quickly, and we will continue to do this until we hit master. This is pretty much what we do. Just area of effect attack, the highest thing we can possibly find that gives us experience. It dies quick enough and doesn't kill us. As we did try giant warts, and they ended up knocking us out, which was bad. So we don't do those anymore. And you can see we did take quite a bit of damage. We took a lot of hits. We got stunned a bunch of times. But you know what? Doesn't really matter, because we won in the end. And that was the 3rd spawn. So now we just switch and clear our queue and switch to a single target attack that does more focused damage on the nest and take it out. And we got 5,000 credits, and we are now at 90,647 of 125,000. So if that shows you how quickly you get experience doing that, as compared to a range class that doesn't have a skill that works quite that well at that level. So if you want to do a melee class, suffer your way up to 4, and then you're in good shape to keep going. And we will hit TKN today, so you will get to see what it looks like being used correctly with a weapon and ready to go. So that will give you guys a good demonstration on the class itself. And we will eventually master TKN, Smuggler, and Pistoleer. And why are we doing that? Because it gives us one of the most diverse sets of experience pools to draw from. And when you get to Jedi, you get different rates of Jedi experience based on what you convert over to from your class to Jedi experience. So if we have 6 or 7 different pools of experience types to pull from, we will be in great shape to max out our experience conversions. Because some of them are like 1 to 1, some of them are like 1 to 300, some of them are 1 to 50. It gets pretty extreme. Oh, we took a lot of damage on this first part. There's quite a few of them out in this nest. Looks like a little bit bigger nest than we've been getting, which works in our favor to experience. We just got to kind of keep an eye on our health and make sure we don't get hammered. And for those of you who don't want to watch the entire video, now would be a good time for you to zip along to the end and scan through and catch any points. So you're gonna miss out on some stories and some things like that, and some of our little adventure. But honestly, I understand not wanting to watch that, and I really just appreciate the fact that you watched my video at all. So if you're gonna watch the first and last 10 minutes, now would be the time you want to duck out and do that. Because from here on out, it's just going to be running these missions until we get our box trained. And then we're going to switch to pistol, and then we're going to finish up Novice Pistoleer, because we need about 70,000 experience for that. So we'll get that rocking and rolling, and then this weekend we will probably, as a special episode at some point outside of the main episode, do the entire spice crafting tree. It only takes a couple hours, and there's zero requirement to have buffs or do any of that nonsense. It's just crafting, and it's simple crafting because all you're doing is practicing. So I will teach you the difference of crafting for reals and crafting for fakes, and I will teach you why you want to do that. So if you're interested in basic crafting in Star Wars Galaxies, which is actually kind of fascinating, definitely tune in this weekend for that episode, and I will make sure to put in the title what it is we're doing. But it will be, there will also be a combat episode as well. So you'll get to see whatever it is we do. And we're going to get to the point fairly quickly where we are combat skilled enough to start grabbing some of these points of interest that we need. Because in order to get Jedi on this, through this method, we need badges. And badges come from content, and badges come from profession mastery and theme parks. We probably will not have enough macho behind us to do theme parks per se right off the bat, but we are well on our way to the point where we should be able to start doing them fairly soon. I would like to have a little more TK and a little more Pistoleer under our belt before we get into that too far. Because it's better to do them once than to start them and die and die and die and die and die. Just gets old. And some of them are so far away from civilization that in order to go back and rebuff and get all set up again to get started, it's just ridiculous. Even with the player cities, getting to some of the locations is not ideal. Plus you have to usually go to a different planet to get buffed, to go back to the planet you're doing the missions on, so that you can start where you died and probably die again. I would rather not do that. It's kind of a waste of time. Anyway, see where that put us. 96, 195. So we're getting a little more experience off of some than others, but this is rolling in pretty quick for us. So the next one should put us about pretty close to 110, and then we'll be almost there. And when we get the Novice box, we can actually equip our weapon, and that will allow us to do significantly more damage. Looks like there's quite a few people in the Tombstone Cantina today. And I did check when I logged in this afternoon, and the population on the server was 1,075. So if you are wondering if there are people playing, there are currently 1,075 other people on here besides me, and probably growing, that are playing the game at this moment. So you will have plenty of company if you want to come back. Just wanted to throw that out there for you guys that have been asking the questions about it, and give you the answers as I can think of them. If you have any other questions, by all means, go ahead and ask. I do want to make it clear that I am in no way involved with the server itself or anything other than as an avid player, so I don't have any inside information, but I do know the game quite well, so I will help you in any way that I can. And if I don't know, I will be happy to try to find out or just tell you I don't know. I know that's not the best answer, but saying I don't know is probably way better than telling you something that's not true. Just need another Junlaniope mission. Can't do that one. Ranged attack guys. Don't like those. Don't like those. And that's the key to this. You have to find the right mission, going the right direction. And honestly, I don't care about the payout so much, but I know these are not what we're looking for. These are not the missions we're looking for. It's got to be over 3,000 at least before it's even worth consideration. There's two of them. Skix, Redding Clan. And you can see our macro running. Keeps telling us we find our center and we lose our center. Eventually that message will be almost instantaneous. When it goes off, it'll flip it right back on. Junlaniopes, that's what we're looking for. And like I said, it's over 3,000. So it's easier to find, and we can filter out a good number of the missions. Just makes it hard sometimes when you're trying to find two in the same direction for one specific thing. And the only reason we're picking these is because they do not kill us. Later we'll just be able to grab two missions in that direction with a preference, but they'll both be similar, either grizzled dewbacks or mountain squills or desert squills or whatever the big squills are. And we'll just take out the whole nest of them. So we have more choices. So right now we just don't have any choice. This is what we got. But that's okay. It's not a horrible mission to do. Doesn't take long. I think my house is right there. One of them. Yeah, one of these is my house. Probably that one. Alright. And here we go. And you can just flood the queue with your attack until it says it's full, and they'll pretty much be dead by the time you're your queue runs down. Unless they knock you down or change your posture, and then it'll empty, which is really annoying. Just because I got put down on one knee, I had to take a knee for a second, doesn't mean I want all my combat operations to be destroyed, even if I stand back up again. It's one thing I don't like about this game. They give you a great system to queue up attacks, but if you go outside the bounds of what it can handle and have your posture changed, or something happens with that and it just empties your whole queue, and if you've got some extensive macros to do combos and make those easier, well, guess what? Sorry. You gotta redo them because you just lost them all. When we're higher up, it'll take like 3 hits to get this thing to 25 or 75%, and another 3 hits to get it to 50, and that's even with them healing it. And then about 3-4 more hits and they'll all be dead, and then a couple more hits and clean everything up and put them on the ground and destroy the nest. So that's the quick and dirty method, but hey, we like quick and we like dirty. As long as it's not hurting us. So if you sent a comment, and I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, YouTube analytics is being kind of weird right now, so I'm not having great luck with trusting their site at the moment. So I will have to do a more accurate search for comments and such tomorrow and see if that improves. But I've had a couple of videos that I know you guys have watched, and there's 20-30 views on it already, and it'll show me 20, and then it'll bounce straight down to 0, and it'll say there's like 2, and it's just being weird. So if I don't get to your comment right away right now, it's probably because of that. I don't know if it's losing comments, but it's not even showing me if people are watching things correctly right now. Because like I said, I did see a video that had 20 views yesterday on the video page itself, and then I went and looked at the analytics real time, and it tells me there's two views, so I know that it's not correct. This guy's got a light, pretty sharp. The Alcahara bandits get all the cool toys. Let's get our health back up to full. So we don't want to take any chances. We're not one for taking severe risks right now. We will later, but not right now. We are going to the Temple of the Blue Leaf and all those other places on Yavin and running through there. It's gonna push us. We're gonna have to pay attention. I don't care how skilled we are. That place is harsh. We're gonna run around on Yavin quite a bit, but we're not going to do the Geonosian dungeon. There's way too much stun damage in there, and way too easy to get completely annihilated way too fast. It wastes a trip too, so I happen to enjoy going to Yavin, so that's why we will probably go there for a while. Kill some Clicknicks, stuff like that. We get to see some of the more obscure Star Wars legacy characters, or not characters, but monsters. As long as we don't have to deal with too many crystal snakes, we'll be alright. I hate those things. It's like a huge clear snake, and you can never be sure you're attacking in the right spot because the right spot isn't exactly precise. So the snake will be like in the middle of you. They're bizarre. Great for PvP though. Get your little invisible snake out there. Okay, and this will wrap up our second mission. And you can just watch that bar go too. Okay, and that is the last one of those down. So down to the single target, take out the nest, and the nest is down. Nest is down. And we're at 104, 663, so a little more than 20k to go. Not bad. Gorgs. Weird little frog things. You didn't see them before. That's what they look like. And they are pretty weak. So... Oop, we're going the wrong way. I can't get there from here. Gotta go that way. The only redneck Jedi. Instead of a land speeder, we'll get a jacked up 4x4. Shotgun rack in the back. Toting a pistol. Get our cowboy hat. It'll be awesome. How's our money situation looking? We are over 200k again, so that's good. We have hit our break-even mark. So even when we train, we'll still be over 200k. So good for us. I hate wasting money. That's my biggest pet peeve. Buying stupid crap just to waste money. I gave this character 200,000, and 200,000 is not a lot. So keeping it there means if we get too far away from 200,000, then one way or another is going to make a difference. If we spend more than 200,000 and we end up with 0, barring the couple stupid things we bought, like the harvest droid that doesn't work, and the resources that didn't do us any good. They will, but they didn't do us any good with what we were doing. But barring that, if we were to have gone down to 0, just actively living, well, then that tells me that a new character starting out would not be able to be very self-sufficient. But we started with 200,000. We bought a bunch of stuff. We've actually probably spent 100,000 on dumb crap we didn't need to buy. But we're still at the break-even point. We haven't really lost any money yet. So that tells me your new character could do exactly what we were doing here, and you would still stay afloat as far as money is concerned. You wouldn't be making a lot, but you would be able to survive. And that's alright. We'll take it. Southeast. That's, I don't like going to Southeast. But anyway, back to what I was saying. As a new character, you are able to do things, buy things, and that's too low. And, I mean, we've walked into stores and just bought stuff by doing missions and haven't really been suffering for it. So we're not going broke. We're actually breaking even, and we're not making a huge amount of money here. We're not filthy rich, but we're surviving, and we're doing our missions. We're getting our training, and we're paying for our training. We're not waiting around for somebody to train us. So this is all very possible to play the game exactly like I'm playing it, barring buying 75k worth of resources that don't do you any good and spending 50k on a droid that doesn't work for you. But, you know, don't do my mistakes, because I've already done them for you. And you should be in good shape. Shouldn't ever be at a point where you have to ask people for money or go around being a beggar, unless you want to be. I mean, there are plenty of people who roleplay beggars and do really well at it. Okay, so if that's your thing, don't let me discourage you from that. You can do that. But it's not a requirement. You don't have to stand in town and say, need X number of credits because I'm too lazy to do missions myself, or you just got to do a few of them, and there's easy ones you don't even have to fight stuff to do. There's crafting missions, there's all kinds. So you will find something you can do. Really wish we could kill those giant wards. We will be able to, I think, once we make this box, I think we're going to be able to do a lot more, because we actually get more than double our damage rating just by making this box. So, good for us. And you will notice a difference in speed in combat. It will be quicker. We'll do more damage. We will be just generally all around more effective. And this will actually give us somewhere to spend our combat experience that's getting pretty close to where it is just to get this box here. So all of that gets us right there. And that's the great point of mastering these classes, is we can run around and shoot stuff with a pistol, and we will gain pistol experience for smuggler, pistol experience for Pistoleer, and you can only spend it once. So if you earn 120,000 and you need 120,000 to get a box, well, you spend 120,000, and the next time you have to get 250,000 for the next box, which isn't bad. I mean, it doesn't take that long. And once you're done, you can continue to get experience for it. And let's shake this mission too. And then cash it in when you get it completely maxed out. Because eventually it'll stop gaining experience for that thing, because you've got all you can have. Either, 500,000 or whatever it is that it caps out at. And then you'll just hit things and shoot things and none of it really gives you points anymore. Then it's personal. Alright, our mission has been revealed, and this looks like a decent one. So let's run up here, start wailing away. And once these are down, we'll see how we end up after we finish our next mission, and then we'll make our next plan. And we are definitely getting this box today, I will tell you that. We have proceeded through Unarmed 4 for so long that we need to actually make a point and make some progress. And besides, I want to change the titles of my video, so I don't want to keep putting unarmed in there. I'd like to put something a little more elite and advanced. And that is one thing about this game. When I played Final Fantasy 14, I think it was 14, whatever the online one was, the Realm Reborn thing, you can master every class on the same character. And by changing your clothes, you can be a different class. And that's awesome. I really like that. But the downside is you have no reason whatsoever to make an alt. Because my character in the Realm Reborn is max level at everything. So I have nothing left to do. But I really don't like the mechanics of the dungeons and the raids in that game. So to be honest, I don't like them because I'm not that good at them. That game is not for everyone. It's not my style. It's not my speed of game. I like the graphics. I like the story. I liked everything else. But every time I went on a raid, it was an ordeal for one reason or another. My guild was a bunch of great people. Really was. They were wonderful. I really enjoyed spending time with them. My biggest problem was, at the end of the day, they wanted somebody who was going to do the big missions, and I was more of a liability than I was help. Some of the big raids and boss fights have mechanics that are just unbelievably challenging, and I'm just not capable of memorizing them all. And a great bunch of guys they were not the best teachers to learn dungeons and raids from. They usually said just follow so and so, but it's hard to follow somebody when you have seconds to react and no idea even what you're supposed to do in any way at all. So I found that game a little frustrating, but I can't even remember what my point was now. That's probably why I suck at that game. So my memory is like a sieve anymore. But in reality, that game was not my favorite game. But, oh, now I remember my point. You could master every profession on one character, and my character had every profession mastered. Took a good while to do it, but I got it done. Now, in this game, I do have to say, starting a new character or mastering a new profession was never that big of a ordeal, except for a couple. There were a couple professions I was not too thrilled about mastering. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're all actually good professions, but mastering all the crafting professions was... By the end of it, I never wanted to see another crafting tool again. And then I got to the professions that actually use crafting as well, like smuggler and doctor and combat medic, and realized that I was going to have to do it all over again. And I did it, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But when last time I did doctor crafting to get Master Doctor, I had had about enough of it. And then I immediately followed it up with mastering Tailor and Chef. So, brilliant choices there. Oh yeah, and then I mastered Architect. That was awesome. Architect actually goes pretty quick because you're dealing with extreme amounts of resources. It's very expensive, but you get through it fairly fast. So, all right, so a little more than, or it looks like a little less than 11,000 points to go. So if we get 2 big enough missions, we will be golden to train next time we go back. And if we don't, we'll find some stray things to pound on and beat to gain some points so that we don't have to go back empty-handed and take one more stupid stray mission. Or something like that. And then we'll take one more mission once we train this box, this novice box, so you can have a direct correlation of the difference between level 4 melee and a novice elite melee character. So I think the difference is pretty dramatic and pretty obvious, just from comparison. But I'll let you guys see the difference in real time as we get it. So hopefully you can rewind and fast forward through from the time before we had it, the time after we had it, and just kind of get a sense for how much more damage and how much faster we've become. And then we'll switch to doing some pistol work. And again, I don't know that I would recommend... Oh, looks like we're lagging or something. I don't know that I would recommend... Oh, no, we were just on the wrong side. I don't know that I would recommend doing 2 or more elite combat professions at the same time, especially if this is your first time through it. It's a little distracting and hard to keep track of. I've done this a bunch of times, so I guess we'll go with I'm a professional, don't try this at home. But seriously, you can do it if you want to. It's not horribly difficult. So north. North is good. But it is easier to concentrate on one profession and master that first, or at least get some really far progress in it, and then worry about your next profession. Unless it's doctor, and then you just take advantage of healing as you can, or entertainer, and then all you do is stand in one place and entertain, and that is your job. And there is a need for that. As much as they have bots for actually performing buffs and providing whatever for people, there is a great, I don't want to say demand, but there is a great opportunity. That's probably a better word. There's a great opportunity for social interaction. So if you are a social butterfly and you want to talk to people, you can become an entertainer, and you can be in a cantina and be the most entertaining entertainer out of all the bots, which isn't really hard, trust me. And you can welcome people in there and wave at them and use their name and talk to them, and you will get people interested in talking back to you. It's not like some games where people just wander through and they've got places to be and things to do and they can't be bothered talking to you. If they go into the cantina, chances are good they're looking for social interaction, they are looking for healing, or they are looking for something. If you can provide that better than anybody else can, well, then you, sir, are or ma'am, or whatever, are an entrepreneur in the making and will do just fine. Can't say, sir, I have a fair portion of my audience that appears to be female, so I'm not going to be that guy that just assumes everybody is male, or assumes they're female, or whatever you want to be now. So male, female, toaster, neutral, amoeba, whatever you are welcome. I don't judge, I don't discriminate. Everybody is equal to me. And I have met some interesting people in this game that have really expanded my way of thinking about some things in a lot of ways. Some of those I'm not at liberty to discuss. Some of them I just don't want to discuss. But you meet people from all over the world with all kinds of different beliefs and ideas and concepts they can share with you. So if you want to learn things, people will teach you things. Come on, you're going to shut me out of my last mission, aren't you? Oh, nope, there we go. Hopefully this gets it, or gets us extremely close, because I don't want to come back and not be trainable. That trainer is just sitting right next to the mission terminal, taunting us, challenging us to go out there and be the best unarmed combatant we can possibly be. So, are we going to let him down? No, we are not. We are going to go out there and we are going to get this box done today. This mission set. We're headed out in the wilderness We're not coming back until we've got it. And now that I say that, I'm fully expecting a crate dragon to drop out of the sky and kill us. Nope, not yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if we run into one. I have that kind of luck. Okay, it's a 5 camel mission. Hopefully, big bucks, no babies. Because they're worth 0 experience. That's more experience we'd have to make up. I don't want to make up any experience. Mr. Latecomer, hello, come join the party. It's over here. There you go. Could we be wearing that armor we bought? Yes, we could. Are we going to? No, because we're just going to tear it up right now. In a major way. We take so much damage right now that wearing armor would just wear it out. And no, our armor was not super duper expensive, but we would just break it. We need more skill before we start wearing armor. There's no point to wearing it. Anyway, as you can see, we're doing just fine. Let the bodies hit the floor. Because they just did. I like starting a new character with you guys. Show you from the ground up what we did to get there. I mean, I have several characters who are completely finished template. Where's the fun in that? There is no real end game in this game. So, what am I going to show you? Show you how to beat up little creatures? Well, we're doing that. I mean, yeah, I do it faster on one of my built-up characters, but I don't know, see what the point of it is. We could do factional. Well, we're going to do that too. We're going to do all the theme parks. Well, we're going to do those too. The only difference is with my built-up character, we could do the theme parks right now. But that character has the potential to make a considerable amount of money, and I don't want to break my template just for that. So, that, and I don't have the best reputation in the world. I had a run-in with some of the underworld a little bit ago, and haven't quite recovered from that yet. Somebody was trying to take out a hit on me. Sorry, don't challenge me to a fight if you're not willing to fight. That's all I have to say about that. I came out of that pretty good. I guess it's about average what we've been doing. Ooh, 4. This one might be tough. It might not meet our 2, 4. That's it, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. Well, we might have to find something else to kick the crap out of. Excuse me, kick the stuffing out of. I believe that is the technical term for that. So I spent a lot of time in this game as an entertainer. And it's an interesting life. You have different priorities and different things that you consider to be important. Your weapon isn't important because you don't have one. What is important is your attitude, your outfits, your presentation, It's a different kind of challenging. If you want to get used to talking to strangers, entertainer is the profession for you. Because you talk to strangers all day long. And if you are the kind of person who has never met a stranger, then boy, oh boy, you're going to be in for a great ride. Because if you're like me and can talk to people at the bank that you don't even know, waiting in line, then you will have a blast talking to people about the most inane stuff and seeing how much you can learn about somebody and how much you can remember about them for the next time you see them, because you will see them again. And then surprise them and say, hey, how's your cat? Assuming they have a cat. If they don't have a cat, don't say that. Some people get offended, especially if they're dog people. But anyway, that is an entertainer's life. I'm not going to do a video on being an entertainer because it can be not thrilling at times. But it's what you make of it. So close. What are we at? 122, 475. So we need 2,500 experience. So let's go disobey our primary directive. And go run up on that mountain and see if there's something to pound on. So I'm not seeing anything on my overhead map at the moment. Minox are not going to be buff enough for us to womp on. Rails are not going to be worth hitting. Seavort. Insane. Kitonic. Kitanek. That's it. I haven't seen one of those guys in a while, so. But he's insane. He's slashing prices. I don't know. They're weird looking guys. Let's see if we can. No, those are just the seaboards chasing me. There he is. Now let's examine him. That's what they look like. It's kind of like the Michelin Man got his face eaten. Swarming lesser dewback. I don't think we want to screw with those. See what else we got. What else is on the menu? Wonder if we could take a bull bantha. Let's find out. I don't rightly know if we can, actually. Well, I guess we can. It's just gonna take a long time to kill it. So we'll keep an eye on things, and if we start getting too low, we'll switch to pistol and we'll shoot it. But it was an interesting experiment. We're not doing too bad. We're knocking his action down pretty well right now. And we just hit an hour. Cool. Not sure how long we're going to keep up tonight. Probably pretty close to 2 hours. Be kind of nice to get a little work done tonight. Get our money's worth. Speaking of money, 20k up. We're going to spend some of that on a training. And I guess we got to hit him some more. He's not dead yet. Seriously, it's not like we're not even doing any damage to this thing. Hey, there we go. We killed him. 1,609 points for what it was worth. And as long as it took us to take it down. Womp rats. So if we can do one more of these, we will have our box. Because goodness knows we're pretty darn close already. We only need 900-ish experience. That's easy. And with these suckers being worth 1,600, we could definitely do that. Once we get 2 of them. And then we're going to run away. Excuse me. Tactically retreat. That's what we're going to do. But from fighting that last one, we know we're going to need to be at full health. Alright, let us see if we can get this guy without getting any of the others. And we did. Lucky us. And now all we gotta do is hit him. And what we did to start with is I used Intimidate to pull him. Which, honestly, we should have been using Intimidate the whole time to cut their damage. But I forget these things sometimes. Probably taking a ton of wounds. Yep, we're doing pretty good on wounds and battle fatigue. We're going to max that out at some point. Make some dancer really happy. And just remember, your musicians are musicians and your dancers are dancers. They're not strippers. So, you know, they're not here for you to treat with complete lack of respect. The ones that are not bots are generally nice people who are there to help you out. When I play my entertainer, it's amazing how many people treat you like you're a vending machine. Don't be that guy. That's my favorite noise. Love hearing them trumpets. Now that's all that's all she wrote. We are there. We have made it. What are you guys? Skicks. Stupid skicks. You want to know what they look like? They look like big rails. So now you know. And they are nasty, nasty, dirty alligators. You hit one of them and the party is on. They all come after you. That's why I avoid those generally. And I avoid dragonettes because they do the same thing. They're just mean. I don't think they like you very much. Alright, so the trainer, yes, is in fact in Tombstone, the one we're going to use, right next to the mission terminal. So that's helpful. The other trainer is in Mos Entha, I believe, or Mos Espa, one of the two, and is very inconvenient to go to, so we are not going to go see him. Somebody cleaning out their factory. You can see the merchants. Yep, crap. Over here, and over here, and over here. So if you want to buy stuff, you just look for Sky Sauls, home decor, military wear, weapons, toolkits, slicing tools. Let's visit this guy. Because we need a tool that we did not pick up. I think we looked in here, there was nothing. Didn't we? Did we? Did we not? No, they are here. Okay. Crafting. Slicing tools. Molecular clamp. I think that's the big one at the top. Slicing. Molecular clamp. It is. So we need those. So let's buy a factory crate of those. There we go. We already got a factory crate of precision knives. See, molly clamps tell you. See what's in here. If there's anything worth getting. Survival knives, no. Molly clamps tell you what exactly you need to get. Which wire you need to cut. And weapon upgrade kits allow you to slice weapons. So eventually those will become important. Even though they are not important at the moment. Okay. And now we're going over here. So that's how you see the vendors. They show up and sometimes you have to move them around to see where they are. But they're there. Alright, so we did this in another episode, but it wasn't very apparent. So I want to make this obvious. This is the weapon that you use when you are doing unarmed. Unarmed actually gives you a weapon to use. Now, if you are unarmed 4, and we'll examine this. It's called a vibro knuckler. It's brass knuckles with a blade on it. And it tells you the condition, how many, who made it. If there is an object creator, it will put it in there. It gives it a serial number, and it tells you whether or not you are certified. Any weapon or anything that you try to use, it has a certified box on it. If it says no, you are going to suffer a penalty while trying to use that. So we do not have it, so it says certified no. Has light armor piercing and a 2.2 attack speed with 37 and 145 is the damage spread. That one is exactly the same. So if we equip this, it tells us we lack the necessary skills to use this weapon properly. So apparently we can't fit a pair of brass knuckles on without being totally skilled. So we're going to do a damage reduction when we try to use this. So now we're going to unequip it. We're going to train a skill. And then we're going to equip it again. And the message no longer comes up. And the reason we got cheaper training is because as a smuggler, we get a discount on things. So things are cheaper for us. And you can see our weapon right there. And when we scratch our nose, we rip out our eye. I'm not kidding. It actually, the animation puts the weapon into your face. So let's pick a mission. Doesn't much matter what, as long as they don't have ranged and they're going to attack us. So it can't be an NPC. Those are a little hard. And they don't stop. They will come kill you. Rock mites have a ranged weapon. Kappas have a ranged weapon. Giant warts are too hard. I wanted to do the same mission. Mutant womp rats are harder than womp rats. Because I want you guys to see as close as similar competition between the two. So you can understand what just training that one box did for us. Come on, mission terminal. You're driving me crazy. So's that sound, actually. Come on, give me some Junlin Eobies. Couldn't have exterminated all of them. Ah, there we go. Southwest. We're going to take one mission and go do it so you can see what having that box and having a weapon does for our moves. And let me tell you, it is so very noticeable. Even to the naked eye, you don't have to use a timer to watch it and time the moves and see how well they are based in comparison to what they were and blah, blah, blah. You can just see it. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? getting pretty late, so we may wrap it up after this and not get to the pistol part today. Mostly what the heck did we just pass? Alcohol attendants. Okay. Because tomorrow I've got a lot of things I got to do, so tomorrow may be a busy day. My chair is being uncomfortable again today, so I don't really feel like sitting here anymore. I don't mind playing the game. I don't mind doing the repetitive things it has you do, but man, do I not want to be in this chair doing them. Okay, similar mission, same move. And you can see the speed increase is higher. We are hitting these guys for 800 points of damage instead of 200 points of damage. And they are just falling down. And we just destroyed the nest right off the bat. And there is the Yopi down. And that is missions now. Just so you know. To compare it. That is missions once you train that box. The difference is absolutely night and day. But we can continue doing this. Same approach. And we left one. Junglin opiates on a hill are not usually the best idea. So you'll end up mopping them up at some point. So yeah, let's head back because I'm not really feeling like doing this right now. We met our box. We'll do pistols tomorrow. That will be a good tomorrow thing. Just to get in there and get as much pistol done as we can. Because with pistol we can take things that give more experience, but we have to kill them one at a time. So it's not quite as fast, but it's fast in its own right. And you can see we are already almost done with that first combat knowledge box. Right there. Let's delete these. So yeah, a molly clamp lets you cheat when you slice. It tells you which wire to cut first, or which wire to cut entirely. Weapon upgrade kits help you slice weapons. Armor upgrade kits help you slice armor. And you need them in order to do it. Which, trust me, was a real pain on test trying to test out a smuggler when I first started, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do it again. Smuggler was not a good option. Mostly because you can't make your own stuff. We can, but... So we're running a macro, and we want to settle that out before we get too far. And we just got knocked off our bike by an evil hermit. So here's our macro running. So what you do, if you don't want to run your macro anymore, you type in dump or /dump, and that terminates your macro from running. And now it will not continue to restart. So when we log back in, we can just hit this button and it will restart our macro, and we will be center of balancing our way like we always do. But for now, we're done. So I stopped the macro. That wasn't bad. An hour and 20 minutes. It's enough to feature. So you guys got enough action for today. Just not interested in sitting anymore. So we will go summarize as we sit and heal up, and then talk about what we're going to do tomorrow. Yeah, I know I really shouldn't progress anymore when I notice that I'm leaning back away from the microphone instead of keeping the range that I've actually optimized. So yeah, we're not doing very well comfort-wise today. So now we sit down and we look at our wounds and watch them melt away as we sit here. And while we're sitting here, we will close that box because it really doesn't matter. But let's open our character sheet. We are unarmed 1 through 4. Marksman, pistol 1 through 4. Smuggler, novice. Teras artist, novice. We will continue to work this until we get here. We're going to work this until we get here. And tomorrow we are going to finish, or at least try to finish, Novice Pistoleer. And if we can do that, then that is all of our novice, elite, combat profession classes done. Then we can start on actually finishing them and be on our way to a Trimaster. And then once we get there, we can do all of the theme parks and we can do all of the content we need to do to get it done. We are going to work a little bit up in the combat tree so we can get better missions. Then we're going to hit all of the points of interest, which are these things that count on Tatooine. And then we are going to head to probably Dantooine just to get a little bit of variety. And I'm not sure when we get to Dantooine if there's going to be anything for us to do even. So we need to kind of take it as it comes. One of our combat skills needs to be up there a little bit. Because if we're getting 1,500 credit combat missions, we're doing better here than we do going there. So we're going to have to evaluate that a little bit. This weekend, I'm going to do the Smuggler Spice Tree from 1 to 4. And then we'll be done with that. And I'm going to consider working on slicing as well. So maybe, and this hypothetically, Saturday we do spices 1 through 4, and Sunday we get slicing started so we can do terminals. And then we can just do terminals while we do missions and finish off through 4. So that sounds reasonable to me. And if that sounds reasonable to you guys, I will do that. So this is your last 10-minute wrap up. And that is pretty much what we did today and what we're going to do tomorrow and through the weekend. There will be an episode every day, but Saturday and Sunday we're probably going to do an early bonus episode. So there will, hoping, I don't know if I'll be able to swing this, but I'm going to try to do 4 Star Wars episodes on Saturday and Sunday. So 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, along with the other videos we usually do. I do have to do some things over the weekend, but I'm hoping we can squeeze that in there because it's not going to be hugely long, and they are repetitive tasks. So if you see the first part of it, you're going to understand the last part of it. So it should only take a few hours, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go ahead and end this now. Yeah, we're leaving a lot of battle fatigue and mind wounds, but we will clear those up when we get our mind buffs tomorrow. And we are all stocked up and supplied, and after buying the molly clamps and the weapon upgrade kits, we are about 100 credits short, or 900 credits short of our 200,000 goal. So still keeping in line. Your new character could do what I'm doing by doing what I'm doing and be able to do this. So you can follow along if you want, and excuse me. But you can follow along and do the same thing and be okay. Ooh. Alright. I don't know what happened there. Feels like I inhaled some dust or something. Anyway. I'm going to end this video. And you guys, by all means, stop by tomorrow and watch what happens. Check out some of the other videos. If you are not a subscriber to the channel and you are interested in this content, please click the subscribe button. And if you like the video, click the like button. Once again, I am not sure what's going on with the YouTube's analytics, but it is not being very reliable right now, so I don't know what's going on with my videos. If you leave a comment, I can't give you 100% assurance I'll see it, but I'm gonna track through them and make sure I don't miss any. But if I don't get to you, that's probably why. And I certainly have no idea how many people are watching any of my videos right now. So hopefully you guys are still watching them, because last time I looked it told me 0, and then I looked and it told me a different number, and then it was a different number, and then it was 0, and then it didn't make any sense. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great night and a wonderful day, and I will see you when you come back. Thanks.